back in those days, sampling wasn't as the laws around it and how to do it, how to get clearance. These things weren't really firmly established yet. So, a lot of us as hip hoppers, we just were celebrating music and just sampling stuff that we loved and creating our own new creations based on that. So it wasn't really locked in stone. And so I didn't know how to do this. It was our first album. I never knew how to clear samples. I'd never done this before. So we put it out and it went up the charts. It got number one on the R&B charts. It got number one on the rap charts. Then it got to like number 3 on the pop charts. And it went down to number 4. The day it went down to number 4, I got a call from Prince's office. And basically he was saying that he wanted money for that sample. And yeah. And it was funny because, in my mind,
got no money at this time, right?
Well, we do. It was doing well. The single was going up the charts. I'm the writer of the single, so I got some money too. And, he asked for $100,000. And it was just for one word. It was no melody, just Tennessee. That's it. And at that time, I was mad about it because I was like, $100,000 for one word. And I thought that you couldn't copyright just one word, but I was wrong. So anyway, long story short, we paid him that money. We paid, I used a little shaker sample from Brand New Heavies. And when they got wind that I paid Prince $100,000, they hit me up too and said, yo, we want $50,000 for this shaker. And it was like, that was it. Just that little part. And they got $50,000. And I knew them personally because we had been doing some stuff with them. And I was like, bro, you gonna hit me like this? It was like, hell yeah, we're gonna hit you just like this. So you're right about
in the hole.
$150,000 later. Now I will say this: me and Prince met each other later in life, and I realized that he actually did me a favor. He did Arrested Development a favor because, like you said, first of all, he didn't even allow people to sample his stuff. Second of all, he could have took it off the shelf. Third of all, he could have asked for ownership of the song instead of just a flat fee. Instead of all of that, he just asked for a flat fee. And that actually was a favor because over the years, that song would make millions of dollars, And so for him to only take $100,000 from it, I give a shout to Prince, and rest in peace, my brother. I'm actually grateful for what he did at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Rest in peace to the legend. 100 ain't bad either. Like you said, 100 ain't bad, especially versus wanting points and things off that long time.
Exactly.
He could have definitely won it. So you said you got to meet him later on in life. That you got any Prince stories? Because we rarely get any Prince stories. It's like even down to his women. They don't talk about him.
Yeah.
Like it's like we rarely ever get a Prince story. How close did y'all get?
Well, let me say, first of all, the Mai Tai book, his first wife, you got to get that book. It's called The Beautiful Ones, I believe it's called, or The Beautiful One. And it's a great book. She actually gives a lot of insight into their life and his life. So that's a great book to get. I would say that I have a lot of Prince stories, but one of them was I performed with Prince with the best bass player on the planet. His name is Victor Wooten. I performed on stage with Prince at Paisley Park, which is where we met him. Me and my queen were together, my wife of 31 years. And he was married to his second wife, who's now married to, what's his name? Eric Benet. His second wife is now married to Eric Benet. But anyway, long story short, it was great, but he was very eclectic and weird. I've hung out with Prince a couple times, but one of the weird times was when we were performing and doing sound checks. He wouldn't let anybody look at him. So he would tell his managers and handlers to tell everybody in a room, if he's behind you, don't look behind you, don't look at him. And then he would also make you sign an agreement that you wouldn't look at him, that you would only drink water from the water that he brings you, which was bottles with his face on it, that you were allowing him to film you anywhere in the building, including the bathrooms. Like this is when you enter that building with Prince, that was the types of things that you were subject to. It was very, very weird. And yeah, so but it was incredible to see him perform and just to be around him and hang with him and meet him and talk to him about the sample and talk to him about our careers and stuff like that. So it was a good vibe. Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope, man. We thank you for that memory. Thank you, because that's a jewel. I don't know if you said it before, but I know that it's a jewel for our fan base for sure. So